The need to
GMO
investigate the
food
introduction of
in
genetically
Nigeria.
modified crops in Nigeria.
My name is Gemezekwe. Welcome to my channel. So today let's discuss the recent action taken by the National Assembly on suspending GMO food introduction in Nigeria. Let me take you back to the day when the food was introduced and they started getting backlash from different corners, from social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Nigerians know they carry last as soon I know now. So a lot of people came out en masse to counter this introduction, this GMO food, because we have had a lot of news from other countries, from other places around the world, which are condemning the food, GMO food, that is not good to the health. They said allegedly that it is causing cancer, it is causing health issues. So people are taking it very serious. They don't want to encounter this kind of challenges here in Nigeria. They said, why should they introduce food that other countries are rejecting? My Nigerian people. So today, the National Assembly have just issued a quick notice that the introduction of GMO food in Nigeria has been suspended. If I am being honest, recently Nigerians, I will say that this is one of the issues that Nigeria came out in mass to protest against, using their voices, their platform to campaign against GMO food. Because if you open your Facebook, your Twitter, your Snapchat, your TikTok, Instagram, a lot of people were talking about GMO food. They said we don't need it. We don't need them. It's not the food that we need. What we need is build infrastructure so that youth will be getting works. We can be able to provide for ourselves with our local food. So they said they don't need this genetic modified food, that it is not good to our health. We don't have good health facilities, no good hospital. Then why should you bring food that will cause harm to our body, to our health, and we can't be able to cure it? So just like they said allegedly that it is the cause of cancer. It is the cause of several issues they mentioned. But those issues they mentioned are not scientifically proved. Now, what is your take on GMO food? Do you think that this what they are saying is true? That the GMO food is causing harm to human, is not good to the health of every individual. Now, how are we going to eradicate this GMO food from this country? Because it is very important to know this. GMO food is not only this one that has been mentioned. GMO food is in existence even before the introduction. Because as we all know, just like recently when all these things started happening, I started having clue that even the plantain, the banana will leak, even the orange, even the cucumber, the tomato we eat every day, they are part of GMO food. And how are these part of GMO food? Just imagine, they say that the plantain that we consume, the original one is more tinier than this one. They say that the cucumber, the tomato, the orange, the the maize, the seed is even more tinier than this one. So what are we going to even believe? Which one are we going to? Because if this being said are true, that means GMO food still exists within us. It still exists because a lot of farmers are still cultivating it and they don't know that it is GMO food. That is it. If we are eradicating GMO or we are suspending GMO, we should also look into suspending or finding a means to indicate, make farmers know the actual food that is organic food, the actual food that is not GMO, so that we can be able to differentiate between GMO food and organic food. So, looking at it today, it is still in existence. Now, going back to importations, most of the food we eat here, which are being imported, are GMO foods, just like the tomato paste which are being imported here. You don't know what they are used, what they are made from. You just consume it without knowing. So we might have been consuming GMO food directly or indirectly knowing. So GMO food, if we have to suspend it, they should also look into these parts that could also affect us. Packaged food, and we don't know what they are made of. So if we are not consuming GMO, we are Nigeria is suspending GMO made in Nigeria. Then what about the imported ones, the packaged ones? So are they going to still be selling this to us indirectly? Nigerian government should also look into this. Now, what about the hunger aspect? Because they said that GMO food is going to help to eradicate hunger. Now let's look into this. Why did they say GMO food is going to eradicate hunger? So just look at apple, look at banana, look at tomato, those tomatoes that look big. You can see that they are more enticing, they look more appetizing. So, and they are more big to talk more of. So when you're talking about eradicating hunger, GMO foods are much bigger. If you are growing a GMO food in a small garden, you are likely to produce more food than when you are cultivating an original or native food. Compare it to this. GMO food production will be more easier compared to the native food production, because the time and energy you will use to produce GMO food will be more less than the one you will use to produce the native, and you will be able to harvest more food than the native ones. And even the space, the garden you are using to cultivate GMO food can cannot be bigger than the ones you are using to cultivate native food, but you will harvest more food. So GMO food is likely to improve or eradicate hunger. In terms of production, the GMO food is going to produce more food compared to the native food, the original food. So it's going to produce more food with lesser strength, with lesser space, unlike the original food. That means it's going to eradicate hunger. But eradicating hunger while also causing harm to the people, just like they said, is not beneficial. So that's where people are rejecting this food, and the government is taking action to suspend this food production in Nigeria. So, what is your take on GMO food? Do you think that the Nigerian government's decision towards GMO food is the best at this time, or do you think that Nigeria government should have done better? Maybe they should have left the food because of its ability to eradicate hunger. Because in this country, one of the major problem of a common man is hunger. Now, my question is GMO food totally eradicated in Nigeria? Is it totally eradicated? Is it totally suspended? Because most of the food we eat today are likely GMO food, just like the banana I said earlier, the tomato, the the cucumber and the watermelon, most food, the rice, the beans. So many people are saying that even the beans we eat today are not like those beans we used to eat before, because you can even hardly smell any beans. You understand? So they said there are a lot of things that they are suspecting to be GMO, and people are even confirming this. So what do you think about GMO food in Nigeria? Do you think that there's no GMO in Nigeria before now, or do you think that GMO have taken over the food industry, or do you think that GMO food are most food that we import that are packaged we eat every day? So what do you think? What is your take on GMO food? If you are watching this video to this time, please try as much as possible to subscribe to my channel so that you get more updates from this channel. My name is Gemesi.